Indiana State football fall camp coverage is brought to you by U.S. Lawn, the official lawn care provider of Sycamore Athletics. Coach, you always tell your guys it goes by in a blink of an eye. Well, here you are. It's the end of fall camp. School starts tomorrow. What's the biggest takeaway from these last couple of weeks that you've been able to have with your team?
Well, we've had a good camp. We've had a really good camp. We're ready to get started in game preparation. We got a long way to go still, but I saw a lot of good improvement. And but you know what? We've got to keep getting better and stay focused on that.
From a strategic standpoint, and obviously your days when you go full pads, days not, where you throw in 2 minutes, different situations, how do you feel your team responded to it and what you got out of those situations?
Well, I think we were able to cover a lot of the 2-minute situations. We practice that every day. As much as we can go one-on-one, two-on-two, the better they're going to get, better competition. And I saw that tonight. Saw some guys flying around. Saw some guys making plays. We got a lot of guys that can make plays. And you saw a lot of guys that jumped in there and did a nice job as a backup.
You've always talked about leadership, but what about depth? When you look through your team at each position group, where do you feel your depth is at in terms of comfortability level as a coach and knowing you're always going to need as many guys as you can have?
Well, you can get thinned out pretty quick. Obviously, D-line. I feel like we've really built some depth at tight end. That was a position I wasn't sure about. I've seen a lot of guys step up and play really well. Wide receiver, when healthy, I think we're pretty deep there. We got to keep bringing some young guys along in the O-line. But we've developed that here this camp, and I think a lot of guys have improved.
You mentioned that experience on defense and having that depth up front on the defensive line. How big is that just going to be as you start getting in the game week?
Well, it should be huge for us. Should be a huge advantage for us. You're watching guys that have been playing since I've been here. And I'm going on my 5th year. Some guys have been here longer than I have, and so we got guys play a lot of football. And it's got to help us.
You always talk about a slow burn. You actually mentioned it to the guys right after practice. Every year, I think it's always a challenge, the first game.
Yeah.
But do you feel maybe this year specifically that's really going to be a point of emphasis for you to make sure that it is a slow burn for the guys? Because I know all of you are ready to go.
Well, yeah, I told the team, I'm talking to myself as much as I am talking to them. But, in all seriousness, we got to stay focused on getting better. We're not going to play the game tonight. We're not going to play the game during next week, and we can't play the game in pregame. We're going to have to play the game when we start the kickoff, and so that's going to be a big challenge. These guys are getting antsy to play, but you know what? We still got a lot of work to do. This next week, the rest of this week, and next week will be important for us.
When do you guys kind of plan on putting in your installs for Eastern Illinois and kind of turn that switch of when it does actually get the game week mode?
Well, obviously we've been watching them. They're a good football team. Coach Cushing does a great job. Got a tremendous amount of respect for Adam and what he's done there and what he's continued to build there. We've been watching them. We're going to continue to get into game prep. Tomorrow's their day off. We'll come back Wednesday and start our game prep.